Hey, what's going on, guys? Ben, aka Sauce here, and today I'm bringing you guys another video. And typically I talk about Falcons content and NFL content. I also have a podcast. I'll probably link that at the end. But I want to get into some Falcons talk, which is the title and thumbnail of the video, as you can see. Firstly, I'm going to go over our games briefly leading up to today, talk about the Niners game, talk about the current state of the team, then I'll briefly look ahead, see who we play, and talk about if we have a shot to make the playoffs and everything like that. So firstly, our first game of the season, we went up against the Buccaneers at home, and we had a really good game against a really good team, and it came down to Young Hoku, field goal to tie the game, send us into OT, and he missed it. It was like a 40-something yard field goal. And I was already off the Young Hoku train after midway through last season. And I don't know why we went to this season after a whole off season of time to get a new kicker. They rolled with Young Hoku. He played week 1, so he was guaranteed more money because he played week 1. And then after that, we obviously cut him. We went with Parker Romo, who in week 2 went 5 for 5 on field goals against the Vikings. Was that Sunday or Monday night? I think it was Monday Night Football. Maybe, I don't know. It was a prime time late night game in Minnesota, which is a tough place to play. They have a great crowd, great stadium, great atmosphere. But we went in there against J.J. McCarthy, and our defense was so good. That's when we knew this defense was legit. And we did not score a touchdown either. Now they did the Vikings the whole game, but we didn't score a touchdown until the fourth quarter, Tyler Algier. But we did go 5 for 5 on field goals, Parker Romo. Everybody was glazing him, saying he's up next. I wasn't very convinced because he made like a 30-yarder, 3 40-yarders, and then I don't even know if he attempted a 50-yard field goal. I was like, I feel like Young Hoku could do this on a good day. So, but that was that. We had a good game. A.J. Terrell got hurt, and then Justin Jefferson kind of killed us on a play or two. And then we were without A.J. Terrell in week 3 when we went up against the Panthers. I think we had a good win in prime time. We overlooked the team we were playing. It's a divisional game on the road in Carolina. We lost 30-0. We never ran a offensive snap past their 40-yard line, I think it was, or midfield or something dumb. And, we were pretty bad. Our defense was not that bad, but there were 2 interceptions that they returned into plus field, which obviously makes it hard for the defense. And that was the first real show. No, it wasn't. Sorry. That was our second real showing of offensive struggles with, like I said, the week prior against the Vikings not being able to score a touchdown until the fourth quarter. We dropped 0, which no real contender is playing 60 minutes of football and scoring 0 points. I'd say, especially against the Panthers, but also I think it's a divisional game, which means you can cut a team more slack, because I think playing, like you saw the Eagles versus at the Giants Thursday Night Football, the Giants are somewhat legit, which we're talking about the Giants on my podcast, so I'll link that. Again, here's my plug. But I think the Eagles are a much better team, but they got absolutely whooped in New York. But, divisional games, they can go either way. But, again, losing 30-0, no matter the stakes, is not good at all. And then, moving on to week 4, we host the Commanders without Jane Daniels. They had Marcus Mariota. They were also without Terry McLaurin, but we still didn't have A.J. Terrell back. And if you remember last year, Sunday Night Football against the Commanders, A.J. Terrell held Terry McLaurin to 1 catch for 4 yards. So it's as if they were both playing and A.J. Terrell was just locking him up. But we won handedly in Atlanta. That was a game we should have won. And we saw yesterday, I'm making this on a Monday, that the Commanders, they kind of got blown out by the Cowboys with Jane Daniels. So, again, I was just talking about divisional matchups, but Commanders don't look too hot. They also lost to the Bears last week. But, yeah, then there's that. We got a win there. So, we're going into the bye week being math. Is that 2-2? Yeah, we were 2-2 going to the bye week. We had a week 5 bye week, which is something. And then week 6, we had an extended bye going into Monday Night Football against the Buffalo Bills, who had just lost to the Patriots the week before here. So many, again, it's coming up, a divisional matchup. The inferior team wins. So objectively inferior team wins. But we host the Bills, coming off of a loss, trying to get right, going into Atlanta. And our first half, we had such a stellar performance. It was 21-7 at halftime. Could have been 24-7, but Drake London broke free and had a shot at the goal line, but ended up being half a yard short, which I still love it. I mean, 10 times out of 10, you do that if given the space, and also Parker Romo isn't automatic. But, 21-7 at half, and then our offense didn't look the best in the second half. I think we only scored one more touchdown, but so did the Bills. We won 28-14, and we had a big win against a then 4-1 or 5-1 Buffalo Bills, and then 5-2, 4-2. Now they're on a bye week. They were on a bye week. But anyways, this is not about the Bills. This is about the Falcons. All right, going into Sunday Night Football at San Francisco, we were 3-2, and we were looking to get another big win in prime time against a very depleted San Francisco team. And what happened? Their fourth string/practice squad defense made our offense look like a high school team. Our offense was so bad. We had so many opportunities to get in position to score, kick field goals, and that just didn't happen. It was Michael Penix. It was our OC. It was bad. We did not deserve to even come close to winning the game. And we did have a chance when Christian McCaffrey, we were down 3. San Francisco had the ball. This was after the 4th and 1, which I'll get to, and we did an out route to Drake London. But Christian McCaffrey ended up getting pulled into the end zone by an offensive lineman. They had the rules analyst come in and say, yeah, that is a clear penalty. No offensive player can grab onto another player and pull them into the end zone. That's a clear 10-yard penalty that was missed. But that would have been, I think, like 2nd and goal from the 15, which they still could have converted because we just weren't on our top game. But that happened. Again, we didn't deserve the win. I will talk about the 4th and 1 play earlier. It was 8 minutes left in the fourth quarter. We were at the 35-yard line. It was 4th and 1. It would have been a 53-yard field goal. And we went ahead and we went for it on 4th and 1, which I like the play call again. Parker Romo is not it. And he is not, I would say there's less than a 50% chance he makes it, to be honest. And I was happy that we didn't do a run up the middle with Tyler Algier, because that's also what we do majority of the time, and it just gets stuffed because it's so stupid. But Tyler Algier was in the game for a 4th and 1, which I guess I get because he's like our bruiser. 4th and 1, give it to him, get him a yard. But you need Bijan Robinson in the play for 4th and 1, especially if you're passing, because they're more worried about Bijan Robinson than they are the pass, and that's just that, because Bijan is our offense. We rely on him so much, and he's so good. He is the best running back in the NFL. I don't care. Christian McCaffrey made a very good case for showing he's better than Bijan, but I don't care. Bijan Robinson is the best running back in the NFL, but he's not in the game for the biggest play of the game for us. 4th and 1. We do an out route to Drake London. The defensive back, I think, was a practice squad guy. He said post-game that he watched that exact play in the film room and knew what was coming when they lined up and he jumped the route, and he said he was just upset he didn't intercept the ball. That's how easy it was for him. He's not happy that he had a pass deflection, not happy that he stopped the fourth down. He's like, I knew this play. I wish I got an interception off of it. That's how cooked we are. Yeah. And then after that, obviously there's a turnover on downs. The Niners get into field goal range, but it's a 3rd and 13, and we run out 10 men on the defense. We were a guy short on 3rd and 13 where they passed it to Christian McCaffrey on like a 15-yard in route, and they get the first down, convert the long 3rd down, and then they end up scoring a touchdown, and then we're down 10, and then we ended up turning it over on downs. Michael Penix was getting beat up there. I think he was 0 for 9 on passes when being pressured, which super sucks. He hurt his finger, his index finger on his throwing hand, and he had a couple bad passes after that. I think that was directly correlated. But yeah, also at the end of the half, for the first half, when he intentional grounding, when he threw it, he soared it into the stands, and the ball hit the turf at 10 seconds left, 10-second runoff, end of half. It's just upsetting that obviously he's not going to do this, but if he just threw it at his feet, intentional grounding, we'd still have like 5 seconds left after the 10-second runoff. But that didn't happen. But we had opportunities, and we didn't convert. Our defense was great, which has been the case the past couple weeks. Our defense is amazing. Our offense is not good, which is unacceptable. Michael Penix, Drake London, Kyle Pitts, Bijan Robinson, Tyler Algier, Darnell Mooney, all amazing offensive players, all on the same team, and we can't do anything on offense. It's super annoying. Ray McLeod, our great wide receiver 3, at least last year, he almost got 1,000 yards receiving, is just about off the team. He was a healthy scratch the Bills game, healthy scratch this past game, and yeah, that's not good. But looking forward to the season up ahead, we have the Dolphins next week, which if we lose that game, I don't know what to say. We have the Jets, which if we lose that game, I don't know what to say. We have at New England, which that's going to be a super tough game. That's really going to put us to the test. We still have the Saints twice, which I hope we can win both of those. We have the Panthers. We have to host the Panthers still, which I hope we win that game. We still have to go to Tampa Bay, which will probably be a loss, but one can only hope. I mean, we swept them last year, so hopefully we can pull something out of our hat and beat them. We still have to play the Seahawks. That's going to be a tough game. Still have to play the Rams. That's going to be a tough game. Still have to play the Cardinals. That's going to be a pretty good matchup. And yeah, this season, maybe a loss if we don't get at least 7 more wins. That would bring us to 10 total wins, 10-7. Can we make the wild card with that? I don't know. The NFC looks a lot better than the AFC does right now. I think we need to win at least 8 if we want to make the playoffs. We can afford losses to the Buccaneers, the Seahawks, and the Rams. And then we'd have to beat the Saints twice, have to beat the Panthers, have to beat the Patriots, have to beat the Cardinals, have to beat the Jets, Dolphins. And, yeah. So that's that. I don't know if we can do it. Our offense needs to turn it around right now. Our defense, we are absolutely just wasting this amazing run from our defense. Number 1 total defense coming into last week. The stats aren't out after this week since the Week 7 hasn't ended. Monday Night Football's tonight. But Christian McCaffrey has 3rd most rushing yards in his NFL career. 3rd most rushing yards in his NFL career for a single game against the Falcons this past week. That is awful. That is so bad. I hate being a Falcons fan. But yeah, that's about that. Chances are we don't make the playoffs, to be honest. But I'm still going to put too much effort into the Falcons every Sunday. cheering them on. But yeah, you guys let me know how optimistic or pessimistic you are on the Falcons in the comments below. Check out my podcast, Taste Buds Podcast, with 3 total guys, me, my friend Andrew, and Kenneth. They are Browns and Eagles fans, so if you know somebody who's that, or if you're a Falcons fan like me, you should watch, because we go a little bit more in depth on our team and the NFL and the NBA and the MLB and golf and IRL stuff. So thank you guys for watching. Subscribe if you're new and you enjoyed and like the video. And I will see you guys later. Go Falcons.